The beats, the flow, the rhythm. All movement starts from the streets. Streets A&R Podcast.
Y'all gotta hurry up and get our money up, man, so we can get the camera on the young guy. I mean, I guess technically we got the GoPro.
Right.
But, hey, get our money up so we can get the camera on the young God.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, we might have to throw that up. Hey, yeah, our funders came through on them.
Yeah.
Shit, we out here.
Smoke Dizzle, man. And
Smoke.
183rd. So I remember when I posted this, when I was doing my series, I posted this. 183rd hit back and commented. Like, a lot of these folks they know, like, they getting their money, but they know a lot of people don't know a lot of the music and shit. Because they know the industry is siloed. So it's crazy, like, when you get love back, like, quick. I remember talking to our homie Ed. He's like, he reposted us from the first episode. So he reposted Mir Fontaine. And Mir Fontaine reshared his post. And when he tagged the podcast, bro. So they know that they know where they at. They know that they have the talent, but they know that the industry itself is not gonna plug them. They not gonna do that job. So I don't know who they really rely on, and that's why we gotta get some more artists in here to just really talk. Like, let's have a real candid conversation on how does your shit get out. Because it's almost, like we said earlier, I said that I think we done reverted back to the old ways, or we need to. We're using the DJs as the vehicle to get your stuff back played. What happens when you open things up, there's an oversaturation, so they still gonna have to go through a filter. The filter is still the labels, and with a small piece of it being from the streaming platforms of deciding who goes where and what and how. How do you determine what's hot when everybody got the avenue now, the straight road to putting their stuff out? You don't got to jump through those hoops, but now you got to deal with every fish in the water. So it's interesting, bro. I don't know, man. We gonna do our part.
Oh, yeah, we doing our part. And, I mean, it's letting it be known. Shout out to the people that's doing their part, too. Like our brother Ed Sharon. You know what I'm saying? It's this clip I got on my Instagram. It's like, how come your stuff ain't blew up yet? Because you ain't shared it. But so shout out to our brother Ed for sharing that, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Mir Fontaine, you know what I'm saying? That just let us know that these people is easily accessible, man.
And everybody, I'm telling you, there's so many pros. It's pros and cons to this. One of the pros is just everybody is attainable. Everybody is touchable. Everybody. Even the big Will Smith, including you.
What you supposed to be saying?
I need you to give me a DJ drop, Will Smith. Go look at my Instagram and Twitter. My name is based off of your song.
Nah, 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 nah.
And if you want to know the real story, the only reason that happened was, kids are hell. And I was in middle school once. And when that song came out, and I got, I'm Nigerian, I got a gap, so I caught hell. But I was just laughing at it. You know me, I'm easygoing, so I didn't care. So they would it was two things they would say, from next Friday, I can't get jiggy with this shit. And then, so Michael Blackson. And then also getEJIKEwithit. They getEJIKEwithit. Nah. So they started doing it, and that shit stuck. I was like, so when I got older, I started dabbling in music. I was like, I might as well keep that shit.
That's fire.
Why not?
I think it's fire how both of our names kind of started as somebody trying to ridicule us a little bit.
And it happens. It definitely happens, but who cares? Like, use what you got. Like, if they give me, hey, thank you to all my folks at Stewart Middle School in Tyler, Texas, man. I appreciate y'all picking on me. I don't call it picking and bullying. We was all whatever.
Man.
But, man, shout out to y'all, because y'all gave your boy your name.
Yes, sir.
And, and y'all the reason why nobody even knows my first name for real. Everybody call me by my last name, except for Omaha. Except for I'm here. I told people my first name for the first time since middle school.
Shout out to E.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be cool. So I guess we go ahead and get started. We rolling? Man, that was a great opening segment on accident. And we keeping it.
Yes, sir.
But, welcome to the Streets A&R Podcast. It's getEJIKEwithit.
It's your other host, Jonny Knogood, JonnyKnogoo, and that a D.
I refuse to spell my name out every time, so we gonna make sure y'all. It's in the description.
Yes, ma'am.
If you
said,
listen,
yes, ma'am. Look at me. I said, yes, ma'am.
You've been around the elders the last few days.
I have.
But nah, for those who listening, it's GetEJIKEwithit. So it's my last name. I'm on everything, Instagram, all that. Follow the pod too, Streets A&R.
Tell them where they can follow the podcast at.
If you just want to follow us, see what's happening, check out our photos, see what's going on. We on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Streets A&R. Streets A&R. The sign is up here. It has it up there. Don't put the ampersand. Put A-N-D as in, but it's Streets A&R, all one word. We're on all that. And then, as far as our actual reach, we are currently now, finally, it took a while.
Took a minute.
We on Spotify. We're on Amazon. We're on Audible. We're on RSS. We're on YouTube.
And the crazy thing is, we made it there after we stopped saying a certain word.
Oh, you talking about the B word?
The B word.
Bang.
I know y'all. Hey, we was almost canceled. They thought we was about to start talking about women. Look at y'all. Hey, it ain't about y'all. Narcissistic ass.
So if you notice, like if you on Spotify and stuff like that and Audible listening to us, you'll notice that, and we're still working on Apple. We're going to get up there. Just having some technical difficulty. I don't know what's going on. But if you notice, like, on YouTube, our episodes drop on a certain day. We're trying to get there with the audio. We had to catch up because we got canceled before we started. And I got the email trail. So when we hit it big, understand I'm getting on them. I ain't going to say who they are yet. But when we get it big and we get the bread in and y'all, when our supporters are up, oh, I'm telling on them.
Man.
There's a certain individual who didn't even email me back, couldn't tell me what we did wrong. Because I think we were just doing some stuff that they probably looking at doing, and they was like, "Nah, get them off." They used our app a little too well.
Man, I think they was mad or something, man. I can't wait for we could freely say Bandcamp.
Right.
And then I can wait. I can't wait till I can stop projecting into the future, talking about these couple hundred supporters. You know what I'm saying? We trying to build them numbers, man.
Yep. So make sure y'all tell your homies, tell everybody it's a good year. We about to start this year off real soon. So new year. It's always a good time to reset. So make sure, if you're looking for something else to listen to, again, this is something else. And I'm going to have to coin that because that's something that we're going to talk about next pod as far as our projections and what we want to do. And I'm trying to do something else. And that's the reason I'm going to take that because I got something real witty with that. I promise. But today we got to really get into, it's the end of the year. And we do talk about music and hip hop. So I think it's only fitting that we kind of give some of our top projects of the year.
Okay.
We can't call them albums no more. People like, ain't an album. It ain't a mixtape. It's a project. No, it's a capsule. What the fuck? Does this capsule come with a free T-shirt and a vinyl? They ain't call it a capsule. So if you're giving that, it's a capsule. But if I can't open it up and find nothing years down the road, I don't know if it's a capsule. Tory Lanez, chill out. Capsule. I better get a T-shirt and a hard CD, bro. I need a CD.
Oh, man.
Burnt, too. I don't even want an original. I want a burnt CD.
You know what I need? I need one of them pamphlets that got the lyrics attached to it. Hey, we ain't seen those in a long time. I know a lot of y'all don't know what I'm talking about.
I want my CD book cover to fold out and be like a special picture in there. I want one of them. Or the hologram like Master P and them. No Limit.
Yes.
Stay with the hologram cover. And the promotion on the inside for the upcoming albums was
crazy. You have a whole future, whole year put out.
Lineup ready, boy.
Ready.
You want to mess with No Limit. Some of y'all really go to your record store, local record store. They got CDs and go find a No Limit CD. Master P, Silk the Shocker, any
Fiend, any of them.
Any of them. Is it LaChat? Was that the one with
Mia X.
Mia X, sorry. Mia X.
LaChat was 3-6, wasn't she?
LaChat 3-6 and Gangsta Boo. Who was Gangsta Boo? I thought Gangsta Boo was 3.
She might have been 362, but I know she stood alone for a little second too. I always liked the Gangsta Boo.
Yeah.
I used to listen to that. I always wanted me a female that could rap too.
Man.
So shout out to Gangsta Boo.
Yeah,
I thought she was gonna be my Gangsta Boo. And then when I seen her, and I was like, dang, she actually looked good. I said, oh, hey, shout out to Gangsta Boo.
Man. Yeah, but we definitely got to end this year off on a good note, which is giving y'all what we think kind of our favorites.
I was about to say, yeah, because you said tops earlier.
I did.
And I don't listen to enough music.
I'm in my top.
Yeah, and I'm in my favorites. I mean, if y'all follow that podcast, y'all know that we got the episode 4 out on the podcast. So this is like 4-ish right here. This is 4-ish.
We doing this. I'm going to be real with y'all. I need y'all to go listen to it on the audio. It's going to be different from the YouTube version. Mm-hmm. We going to cover the same stuff, but it's going to be different. But so do both. Mm-hmm. See, and let us know which one you like best.
I like this one. This one's flowing.
Yeah.
Episode 4 is.
Said I like this and we ain't even started.
Hey, because I feel where it's going.
Yeah. But yeah, we definitely going to talk about our favorite albums of the year. My personal favorites. It may not even mean it was a better project, but it's my personal favorites in my order. And Brother Johnny is going to give his favorites on the hip-hop side. And for me, I'll tell you, I consume a lot of music. Mm-hmm. And with consuming a lot, sometimes you can't eat everything on your plate. And some of the things I didn't eat were some of the bigger things on the plate. So I'm not going to lie to you. So let me just get my sorries out the way. Sorry, Kanye. Sorry, Drake. Sorry, Silk Sonic. Sorry, Young Thug. Who else? Sorry, Rick Ross. 2 Chainz just dropped, so I don't know. But yeah, man.
There's a lot of people. I got a lot of sorries. I can't wait for my time.
Not naming his sorries.
I'm about to say, I'm going to be sounding like Ruben Studdard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for 2004, and I ain't going to mess up no more. Y'all don't be knowing about this stuff. I'm giving away my age on the sneak.
Right. He wasn't sorry the rest of them years. He was doing what he do. But he was definitely doing what he did. He does. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to run through my non-hip-hop list first. So this is just non-rap, any genre except for outside of rap. And this year is really more geared towards a little bit of R&B and soul and some other fusion stuff. Because in the past, I've had albums that were more almost country and other stuff too. But this year, my list has really been dwindled down to like funk, soul, things like that, R&B. I'm going to go through my top 10 on that. Then I'm going to pass it to Brother Johnny on his top list, however many he got for his hip-hop list. Then I'm going to come back with my top 10. And we're going to make this concise. I'm going to talk a little bit about the people. We're going to get rolling.
Yes, sir.
So without further ado, I will do the damn thing. So let's get into my non-hip-hop top 10 plus. I'm going to give a plus to, I'm sorry again, Silk Sonic, because I just have not had time to give you a listen, so I cannot rank you nor not rank you. I just have to, I know it's probably 5. I
feel embarrassed for not even knowing who Silk Sonic is.
Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars.
Didn't know. I ain't know.
Because last time I called him Soul Sonic. And, bro, they like touring with Kamasi Washington and Thundercat. They got Kamasi and Thundercat to put on a uniformed look.
That's crazy.
Thundercat wear whatever.
That's crazy. And I messed with Kamasi Washington.
Yeah, they actually are recording with them, performing with them.
That's Grover Washington's son.
Yeah, so it's like Dinner Party, but the pop version of Dinner Party. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? And yo, big ups. Since we say shout outs, big ups to Ninth Wonder and Terrence
I ain't
Martin.
switching up nothing. Shout outs. What y'all thought this was? Shout outs to the people that's out here trying to stop me from saying shout out. We actually gonna throw the shout out counter.
I was just gonna say in the comments, if you want a shout out counter on this fool, every time he say shout out, let us know in the comments.
I will throw that counter up there.
Just say shout out counter wanted, and we gonna put that on here too.
Shout out.
Just because. So yeah, Silk Sonic, man. I can't wait to get into that album. I really want to. I seen everybody making the memes, getting dressed, all the men putting their rings on, wearing bell bottoms, high heels, getting their cologne, getting their Afro sheen ready. I was like, y'all is doing a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's good just to even try to get that feel back. So, man, Silk Sonic. So I'm gonna get into my top 10. Coming in at number 10 for me, I got Jungle, Loving in Stereo. Jungle is, it's hard to explain what kind of band they are. If you listen to people like Tame Impala, that kind of style of music, you know where I'm going with this. But Jungle, Loving in Stereo, I'm not going to lie, it took me a while to listen to it. And before the previous recorded of this episode, I hadn't listened to it. I went and listened to it. Man, that shit fire. It might just be higher, but I'm going to just keep it at 10. Keep my list cohesive and consistent. Because, hey, that's some wavy stuff.
Man, sometimes times make some stuff a little bit better. Yeah,
and it's really, honestly, it's Jungle would probably be, this album especially would be classified as disco. So it's a really good album. And disco has made a full comeback too. We talked about it with soul, but disco has come back because it's fused with house music a lot. So there's a lot more disco artists and people making disco music and that style. I think we're trying to shift back to the party, but I think the politics of the world ain't gonna allow that. But we getting there. So number 10, Jungle, Loving in Stereo. Number 9, I got Jasmine Sullivan, Hotels. I know my ladies love the Hotels. We still waiting on y'all to tell y'all hotels. Still like pulling teeth. Y'all a little more open, but I want to know. I got a couple friends I can pull them out. I'm like, yeah, they just willingly tell me like, yes.
Yeah, and shout out to that, man. It ain't nothing like having female friends that tell you the real game, man. Like, man, a lot of dudes be like sleeping on the intelligence of women.
It be crazy. And the stuff that they deal with, it reminds me that I'm, one, a decent dude, and then two, I actually got game.
Yeah.
Like some of y'all lame, but y'all.
Man, shout out to the people like me that's trying to get their game up. You know, shout out.
Don't be lame, no. And not to be, all you got to do is be personable, and you're not lame for real. Like any girl, some type of woman will find you attractive as long as you're personable, whatever that is. So I don't care if you ask the anime folks, they getting it in. Y'all playing around
for real. Hey, if y'all can see the young God. Hey, man, if y'all want to see the young God, put down that y'all want to see the young God in the chat.
Just put young God.
Just put young God. However you spell that, young God. That's the young God right there. Man, we missing D, man. We need to get that drop from D, man.
We got a lot to get to. We got a lot of drops. Don't worry. This new year is going to be, we leveling up. Trust me.
Back to the list.
You know what I'm saying? Number 8 on my list, I got Shelly, a.k.a. Drum. And the album's called Shelly, a.k.a. Drum. So if you remember Drum, D-R-A-M, he's going by his real name. And he made a really beautiful R&B album. And even though Drum is not your most sought after singer as far as his voice, he just puts his all in the songs, and he makes really dope music. And the songs are beautiful. I remember I played you one in the car, like, that's Drum going in. Like, it's just good music. And I almost like that he's like the shower singer. Like, no disrespect, but it's just I like that. Like, it almost he makes it relatable, bro. Like, yeah, I can do I can get my drum on.
Hey.
And I think that might be what he's going. Get your drum on. That drum, take that. But credit us. 2%.
Yep.
Get your drum on. But yeah, so that's number 8. I got drum. Number 7, I have my guy Full Crate. In all, oh man, I don't forgot the name. In all honesty, I never wrote it all the way down.
And you said that at the last podcast.
I still didn't write it all the way down. Full Crate. I still write, y'all. I write in script. I write in cursive. Full Crate. In all honesty, that's just a dope project. Got that one. I follow him musically. I've been listening to him for a long time. Made songs with some of the older neo soul artists, and it just randomly, I was scrolling on Bandcamp, and just was like Full Crate. I'm like, I ain't seen this name in a minute. Man, I got that cold. Just good music, and kind of that fusion of soul and R&B. And with a little more, some other songs got a little more pop to it, but it's not really pop. So it's just a good listen. I suggest y'all check that out. Full Crate. In all honesty. Number 6. If you're a producer and you like to sample music, and by saying if you are like Ninth Wonder level or want to be like Ninth, you better start getting in on this next group. This is Hiatus Coyote coming in at number 6. Move Valiant. Hiatus Coyote has some of the dopest sounds because in their tracks, they'll switch the beat up about 3 times. They have a couple songs where they keep it the same, just kind of like for the radio stuff. But go in their album, go crate digging, go album, find the album cuts. High quality is not unmatched, bro. Like, because you can sample, you could literally find about 4 or 5 different beats per song. Then if you're a hip hopper and a producer and you're a sampler, get in on that. And and you've heard their samples. If you listen to Ninth Wonder's tapes, if you listen to Rhapsody, you've definitely heard their samples. They send it to him. He get the stems. He do what he do. They just make dope stuff. So Hiatus Coyote came out again this year. That was a super good project. So, man, good looks to them, man. Number 5, our girl from overseas, Cleo Soul.
I still ain't had a chance to check out that Mother project yet.
Yeah, Mother is, it takes you on a little bit of a ride because the beginning is very slow, thoughtful, loving R&B, that super slow, half tempo stuff, where she's really kind of expressing her feelings about being a mom and how she feels about the dad not really being there. And then it just picks up and it's like, it gets funky. And she's just dope. When I say she just knows how to make albums, she knows how to make albums. She knows how to make music. Hopefully she can get a tour over here. That's something we gonna have to do as a pod, is bridge, not literally but figuratively bridge the UK and overseas with the United States for real.
Yeah.
And make a way for them to come over and perform and get more listeners, because they making some dope stuff right now.
And they got a lot of different talented people over there. Like, it's crazy. I mean, shout out to Clubhouse. I had met a sister that was from the UK. Her name was Livia. And I'm about to mess up her last name, Kojor. But Livia is a sword swallower, singer, and a poet, bro. Like, she's one of 4 registered black sword swallowers, bro. Like,
that's crazy.
It's just crazy. So, like, she performs throughout the whole world. So I think it's definitely time of, like, bridging that gap between, like, black people and African people around the globe, bro.
Yep. And we getting there, and music is the vehicle.
Yes, sir.
If we allow it to be, music is the vehicle.
It is. It's
So
a universal language.
We were just playing some stuff earlier. We'll love. That's gonna have to be episode is the bridge, and Jadena hinted at his last album, 85 to Africa. That's why he made it. It's talking about bridging that gap. So we gonna have to say that
we're gonna have to talk about it, because I mean, you talk about one of the next hotspots of music. It's coming straight from Africa. I mean, we're in the middle of it now. I mean, artists like Burna Boy, all these different artists. I mean, Africa is up next, and it's now.
Yeah. And there's some interesting producers doing some things, like shout out to Sango. He's out of Seattle, but he was doing a whole series of making tapes and beats out of Brazilian music. And on the last one he did, he made sure he took the sounds, not the last tape, the last version of that, he took the sounds out of northern Brazil, which is typically your black Brazilians. And then he also just made a tape where he took a lot of sounds straight from Africa, from different countries. So but people don't know that it's happening though. But we gonna speed it up. We gonna add a little fuel to the fire. So yep, that was number 5. Cleo Soul, Mother, we love you. Come over here, please. Number 4, another one from across the pond. Salt, SAULT. They got an album. This one was called 9. So it's apostrophe NINE apostrophe 9. Super talented, dope group. I actually stumbled upon them because Little Sims, one of our favorite ladies from the UK, posted about them. I was like, so then I clicked it. I was like, yo, revolutionary music. And revolutionary music is typically funk and soul. We talked about soul. So that's revolutionary music, and that's what they make. And it is another amazing tape. They have, I think the ones that I have, and maybe all they have is 9. They have 7 and they have 5, and then they have 2 untitled, albums, and they're all great. Like, please do yourself a favor, get this Salt 9 project, and then go through their discography. I promise you will not be disappointed. Number 3 on my list of non-hip hoppers. This was actually probably the best pure. I won't even call it pure R&B, because they really branched out into neo soul too, and they actually hit a lot of sounds that you'll be familiar with if you are R&B and soul head. But this was called Children of Zeus, and the album was called Balance. Like even the way they start, if you go to Balance by Children of Zeus and play track 1, and he's singing pretty much a cappella with some rain in the background, hitting his notes, and it is dope. I'm gonna play that.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
I'm gonna play it later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it later to save us from editing. But man, I've been a fan of Children of Zeus for about a year now. I think I found them on my favorite music app. We ain't gonna say it again. But overseas, and they really had that old school tandem of a singer and like a rapper, and they kind of play off each other, and they make great music, dude. And I hope they get bigger. I hope they get larger. And again, another one of those groups that when we talked about soul needs to come and bridge and work with some of the artists, the big timers over here. We just gonna have to start tagging. Maybe we're gonna start going in DMs and start tagging artists together and be like, please make a track together. Just check it out. Check them out. But yeah, Children of Zeus, Balance, because we all need some balance. They gave us balance on the album. I promise you. So it's cold. Number two is one of those sounds in neo soul that really collected that Bilal, that D'Angelo, that Van Hunt style of music, and it's by a group called Black Odyssey, and they made an album called Black Vintage. And I remember I said this on the other one. Maybe I'm gonna say that story. Listen to the audio, you hear the story of me remembering about this album that I had saved. But Black Odyssey, when you hear it, you want to hear this live. You can hear the instrumentation. They kind of keep it almost like you can tell they made the sound a little acoustic so you can get a feel for it being in a big room and hearing it on the bigs with other people around. But it's super. I like people who experiment sounds and not afraid to step out the norm and then make something beautiful. And they have just a couple just gorgeous tracks on there that ain't even them singing. It's like somebody talking in Spanish while a song or music is playing. It's like that. The contrast is just amazing and crazy, dude. So just check out Black Odyssey, Black Vintage. That's number 2. And my number 1 album, I know people may not agree. I don't care. But my number 1 was from, if you know Journey Smollett, I call her evil twin sister because they look just alike. Just one got a whole lot of tattoos. They look just alike. My girl, Green Tea Peng. It's Green Tea, Peng. She has an album called Man Made. And this album is amazing, track after track, all the way through. Reggae fusion, funky bass chords, like throughout the whole project. Experimenting with sounds. She had a dope live set as well, similar to Tiny Desk, but it was a different one because I think she's from overseas as well, and just an amazing artist. And her band is great, and they just made a project that just, again, that reggae spirit too of unplugging. Matrix is hot right now. Unplugging and like get away from that. Like you got to search yourself and understand that most of these things that you hold on to or that you around are man-made. That's why the album's man-made, and it's another searching yourself, figuring out who you are. And it's just good to hear something else being pushed, something else on the waves, on the radio waves, whether it's on the radio or not. But Man Made by Green Tea Peng, really, I go back to that often and just let it ride. And it's hard for me to skip songs. I'm like, I'm going to let this one go. I got to hear them. So that's my list. Non-hip hoppers. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you found something new. If you're going to check something out because of this, man, let your boys know.
Let us know, man. I mean, that's a beautiful feeling. Like I said before, I mean, sharing music is a love language, and it ain't nothing like sharing something to somebody and they appreciate it as much, or if not more, than you appreciate that art. So always do that, man. I think that for me, man, I've been reinvigorated to go out and check out a lot of new music. Like I got a lot of projects I didn't check out. I didn't check out King's Disease 2. I ain't checked out Donda.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna check out Drake, but I haven't checked out a lot of major projects, man. And even like waking up the other day, I still gotta finish checking out the rest of the tracks. Boy, I feel like a kid on Christmas waking up seeing that there was another Nas album. Like, dog, I'm like, he just dropped. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing I did was drop that Speechless right on the Instagram story.
Right. He literally texted me that morning, woke me up to a text with just a link. I clicked the link. I'm like, this is what I sent me. I'm like, what is? And then I happened to get on Twitter too. I was like, and I seen Parks from Joe Budden's podcast say this Nas album. I'm like, oh, this is new. I'm like, yo.
Now he dropped another one. I said, oh man, he trying to show him what it is.
Hey, man, let me give some respect and love to Hit Boy, the producer. I promise y'all pissed him off after that verses with Boy Wonder. No shade to nobody. But Hit Boy's beats hit different. And I think he got pissed because Boy Wonder has a little more, at that time, a lot more commercial success being Drake's producer and stuff. I think Hit Boy he took that personal, bro. That's why he went on a tear. He made 3 albums of known people, specifically Big Sean, Nas, and from Griselda, Benny the Butcher. In 1 year, said, "Nah, I'm executive producing this whole album."
And that's old school.
Man, he's on his way to trying to be the next super producer, and he's getting there. Everybody wants something by Hit Boy now. I think he might have helped Nas get it reinvigorated. And Nas is on the tear. I'm trying to tell y'all
that's literally how Illmatic, his first project was like that. One producer produced everything, bro. So like that's literally how that's how it was back in the day. You didn't jump around getting all these different vibes from different producers.
Yeah, because you had something you want to get off your chest, and you needed to be locked in with somebody who understands you and understands what you're trying to do. That's hard to explain to a bunch of people.
Man, shout out to Maurice Bailey.
Yeah, man. And, man, people, it's like the old wave of Jay Dilla, Pharrell, Timbaland, Neptunes. Like, that's what they did. And I love seeing it. Like, Hit Boy, keep going, bro. Like, it ain't stopping. This man kids going to be paid because he getting these credits. As long as y'all spending it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be crazy. So, yeah, man. Let's go on, man.
Man, so yeah, without further ado, man, my honorable mention, man, for my favorite projects of 2021, man. Start off with my guy, Larry June, man, Orange Print, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. My guy, Larry, man, he used a lot of the terminology we used to be talking about in high school, yickadee and stuff like that, bro. We used to be talking about yickadee, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guys, man. Them same guys. When I start talking like this, I'm up to no good. So I'm talking about them same people, man. So shout out to my guys, man. We used to be out here.
That's Larry Jones.
Yickadee, you know what I'm saying?
Good job, Larry.
Good job, Larry. Hey. You know what I'm saying? So Larry June, man, Orange Print, man, go check that out, man. That's one of my favorite projects, man. It's a vibe, man. That's one thing I like about Larry June. He a vibe, bro. He himself, he be on this organic, healthy stuff, man. And he be on that black wellness and black excellence, man. So I love that, man.
While still being a hood nigga.
Yeah, man. Ain't changed up that much, you know what I'm saying? Might drink an organic smoothie. Might have an organic smoothie, but he's still in the hood with his peoples, man.
Right.
So the third project, man, that, and it's the first one, but it's number 3 on my list of projects that was my favorite of 2021. I don't even remember my order last time, but I feel like I said Lil Sims. No, I said Trev Rich. Trev Rich. It's crazy, man. So I'm gonna go with my guy Trev Rich third, man. His project, man. That mug was crazy, bro. That mug was crazy, bro. And I got put on to that mug, man, by my guy LP. Shout out to Lightpole. And when I heard that mug, man, it's like 4 or 5 tracks that really stood out to me. It was that Built. It was Gandhi shit. It was Late Night. And it was that Bird's Eye View.
Yeah, it was hard, bro.
Man.
Like when you came in on the pod and talked about that first episode, I didn't know who he was. I was like, yo, I remember I told you I had to finally sit. I finally took a long ride, so I sat and listened. I was like, yo, he was.
Yeah, man.
He was on, man.
He was on something. So, like he said, man, the project was called Out the Dark. So he definitely came out the dark with that shit, man. So shout out to Trev Rich.
Let's keep him in the light, people.
Man, it's artists like that we gotta uplift, man. And I think that he coming from Denver, man. He coming from Colorado. He coming from a place that really don't have a very strong hip hop scene. So it's that much more important to give awareness to artists like that, man.
Sound like we got some digging to do to get some of these other Midwest artists on up the highway, up and down this highway.
Me and my cousin literally was just talking about that earlier, man. For those who don't know, Denver is literally like a second home to me. I have a Denver phone number. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally like my second home, bro. And so, like, we was just talking about that because it's a lot of culture out there, too, and it's a lot of untapped potential, just like any other place, man. So we definitely got some work to do. So the second project, man, as I was about to mess up my list, man, now I see how you messed up your list, man, especially as you start hearing different songs and stuff.
Right.
But it was my girl, Lil Sims.
I love Lil Sims.
Man, and the project was called Sometimes I Might Be Introvert.
Why is that so special to you?
Why? Because, man, I identify as an extroverted introvert. Like, people who think they know me, right? And I'll say people who think they know me because there's a lot of people who think they know me. It's either two things that you're going to get. I'm either going to be speaking something probably very wise, or I'm not going to be saying nothing at all. And so, like, I'm not a person who speaks because I have to say something. Like, I just have to say something. No, I'm a person who speaks because I have something to say. And it's a big difference. And I'm what I call an extroverted introvert, but technically I'm just an ambivert. So I love that. You know, introverted people, the way that they see the world, the way that their minds work, they're very observant. And I just appreciate Little Sims for allowing us to pierce a light into her world, her perspective, and how she see things going on around her.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. My favorite project, man. Favorite project, man, of 2021 that I heard, man.
What'd that be?
Man, I don't know if y'all know about that. Keep that stiff arm in them hoe. Hey, keep the stiff arm and not. Hey, switch arm and not. Hey, talk about my guy, man. And he got this track, man. My guy, Mick Jenkins, man. Elephant in the Room, bro. He got this track called Things You Could Die For Being Black.
The waviest song on there, too. It catches you off guard because if you don't know the title, you think he just getting venting a little bit. I just want to smoke my weed.
Yep.
I just want to love my girl.
Yep. I just want to drink my drink. Just want to smoke my loose cigarettes. Just want to make my bang. Hey!
Really rattling off everything in America that a black person has got killed by the police for. By the police. It didn't even just kill.
Loose cigarettes. That's Austin Sterling.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Like, the project's crazy. And that's like track 2. That's after his intro of him barring you out. And he just come in with that and just the whole project is crazy. Like, lyricism, like I think I'll get my take later.
Yeah.
He on my list.
Yeah, very witty, man. So I'm looking forward to your take, man. Man, Mick Jenkins, Elephant in the Room. If you haven't, go check him out, man. I got turned on to Mick Jenkins by my guy Coro, and the first track that I heard from him was, what's it called? Smoker's Anthem.
I think so. You remember what project it was on? Probably Trees and Truth. Oh yeah.
I don't blow no Reggie my way. Hey, I said, hold up, that shit wavy. So Mick Jenkins, man, a profound lyricist, very witty, man, and I just love what he did with the project, man. So, like I said, my favorite projects that I had the chance to listen to, I actually listened to the whole project, man. So,
yes, sir.
Shout out to Mick Jenkins.
Which I know young guys said that's dying. Albums are dying. And I had a revelation. I had to think on that a little bit, young guy, instead of arguing. I had to think.
Yeah, he right.
And he right, and he's not wrong. He's right. But it's also a different way of looking at albums. When you're looking at some of these artists now, while the albums we think about are typically a cohesive idea that they put together, that concept is kind of coming back, but at the same time, is not. And the industry standard is dead.
Mm-hmm.
What you're finding is a lot of artists trying to piece together a lot of singles and put them out as a project so they can get their entire project streaming at the same time. So now you have an album, but the whole album's streaming. Drake's a master at this. So it's like the album in one retrospect is dead, and the album in the other retrospect is now alive and popping of trying to drop something at once and get all of it up at the same time. So we're seeing it is a very interesting dynamic we're seeing with music and people trying and people going back to old ways and new ways, and we in that recycle.
That's an art form. It's an art form, like you said. It's different between putting together a bunch of singles and dropping a cohesive project. And I mean, I haven't listened to too much Drake, but Drake puts a lot of singles together.
He do. And
he puts a lot of singles together.
When Drake drops, at least half his album is gonna stream.
Whole thing gonna be streaming.
So
whole thing gonna be streaming for. I mean, the dude literally got 1 billion streams. So he doing something with it.
Right.
But if you go check out that Zik Tape 2, you'll see why I criticize, because I actually put together cohesive projects 1 through 17. I'm not talking about 7 tracks. I'm talking about put together 17 that you don't got to skip.
You're right. He ain't lying. He ain't that boy good.
Cassius. His mama named him Cassius. I'm gonna call him Cassius. Hey man, I know a lot of y'all young people don't be knowing these little man.
Good. Go find them.
Yeah.
Go find them. So I'm gonna get to my list.
Man.
Cause we ain't gonna be here all night. So I'm gonna get to my list, and with this list, I'm gonna give some. I don't even want to call them honorable mentions. I'm just gonna say they didn't make my top 10 favorites, even though some of them might be better than some of my top 10 favorites. As far if I'm just scoring it, it might be better. But I'm gonna talk about my favorites, and even some of my favorite artists didn't make my favorite projects this year in hip hop. And I'm gonna just name a few. I'm just gonna go down this list. I got Luke Goldmouth. Like I like that project a lot.
Shit. Shout out to Luke. I still gotta check that out.
Yep.
Shout out to Kaz too, man. I ain't know Kaz dropped a new project, bro.
When?
He dropped a project early December, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get it in a minute.
Bro, I said what?
I'm gonna go get it in a minute.
I'm sleeping on everything. The young God know everything. I'm gonna start asking him, just like ask Jeeves and Google. Shit, I'm gonna ask the young God. Ask the young God. If y'all want a segment, ask the young God. Leave it in the chat, man. We trying to get the young God on here.
Man, that's crazy. Like, again, we missed the blogs, the real blogs, the hip hop to let us know what's happening. If you don't follow these artists individually, you might, and you still might not, based on your algorithm.
Shout out to hot new hip hop and sites like that back in the day.
Yeah, man, they used. No, I don't want to talk about them. They got on my nerves. Man, Domani, that's T.I.'s son. He has a really dope project, especially if you're around some women. Play that Domani. I promise you. When he talk about Henny and crystals. Yeah, play that. That's probably my baby throwing something.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, okay. Like, dang, she's strong.
Man.
Anik Khan put out a couple projects. Baby King, man, he came with everybody's waiting. I swear everybody thought Kendrick was coming out in that BET performance. Everybody was waiting to see who was going to do it first. After Baby King ran out of breath, it was like, is Kendrick coming? I like it, man. That was his first major performance, bro. And the way he rapped, there is no breath. There's no breath. So he's going to actually have to learn how to do breath control. Like, he's going to have to practice that. He did fine to me. And I'm like, I ain't tripping.
No, for sure. I mean, shout out to him. If people think that people like Eminem is able to do this stuff in one take, come on, man. Some of these things get pieced together, man. You
have to. That's why they don't perform those tracks at the concert. They be like, perform. Like, no, I will not perform that.
Man, don't think I'm taking no shots at M, because I fuck with M. Big heavy.
And when they do perform these tracks, that's why you have performance tracks that you make. So you know in spots when you can't keep your breath, so you bring the track in. You can do some little things with the echoes. You can make performance tracks. So if you're an artist and you ain't making performance tracks, and you ain't ready to perform.
Right.
So anyways, back to my list. Grip, man, one of my favorite artists right now. He's not on my top 10, but I die for this. He has one of my top 3 songs of the year.
Yeah, I was turned up to that on episode 1.
I die for this.
Hey.
See, if you reach, you gonna die for this.
Hey.
Isaiah Rashad, The House is Burning. My guy Blast and Bean on Ritto, six tape 2. IDK, You See For Yourself. DMX, Exodus, RIP DMX. Topaz Jones, Don't Go Telling Your Mama. I like that little project.
And shout out to Bino though, man.
Yep. Patrick Page, this is one he didn't know. If I fail, are we still cool? This is a great question y'all need to ask our friends. And then your friends should still be cool, but your business associate maybe not, which is okay. If you're in business, let's figure this out. And Price with Foes, man, from Audio Push. Price, and we already talked about who else we didn't listen to. And I definitely ain't got to that new Nas. So I'm going to get to my top 10. Actually, I got some honorable mentions, some more. My guy Yada, man, out of Omaha, Nebraska, man. I tell Jimmy.
Yeah, shout out to Yada.
Yada,
Jimmy project.
He's coming up. I promise y'all, please. Russ, Chomp 2 was just so late in the year. I didn't get to really listen to it. But I promise you this. I think either all the artists he got featured on there either really love him or they hate him because they was rapping their asses off. Every last feature. Even the silent features who don't show that as a feature was rap. The game rapped his ass off. Boy, they came with it, bro. He got like 15, 16, maybe more features on his album. Man, they were rapping, bro.
I might have to check that out.
They rapping. So that was a super dope project. I just didn't have time to I only really played it one time just because it came so late. Not because it ain't great, just it came late. Common, A Beautiful Revolution Part 2. I love the wave he in with that. With PJ, like, please keep making this music, Common.
Oh yeah, he probably is. He's single again. You know when
he broke up with
yeah, him and Tiffany done, bro. Him and Miss Haddish is done, bro. And I know she taking that a little hard, so I don't mean that. I love to see that, you know what I'm saying, the black love and all of that. And I think that women like that can bring another side out of people like Common, allow you to relax your guards.
Yeah.
But, according to what Sis got going on, they decided to go separate ways, but that was probably more on his part. Yeah. And as a man, you know what you want and what you don't want. And sometimes that's another conversation too. And it's rather to just make hard, tough decisions than to drag somebody on, knowing that you don't want that. So,
right.
But yeah, man, they split, bro.
Him, boy, music.
So he got some stuff. He got some focus. He gonna be focused.
He
man.
focused, but I ain't gonna lie. When he made the project, why am I blanking on it? And he was coming at Drake right before the project, and he had a song on the album about Drake over Serena and had a song about Serena. Man, I love that comment. That comment
that
came
was
back.
What, 2016, 15?
Not Black Magic. It was The Dreamer, the Believer. Listen, when he made Sweet, he was angry. The man flew to Haiti to make a video with some killers. He was pissed.
Is that more about the anger towards Drake or is that about what Serena got?
That was towards Drake. That was after they whole thing. We ain't a gossip pod.
Yeah.
Even though everybody knew about this.
Yeah.
But then he had a song right after that song that was strictly about Serena and how he missed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah,
like
crazy.
It was crazy, dude. But that song, that album, I'm like, man, I ain't heard Common cuss in a long time. It feel good. It brought you back. I'm like, yeah, come on, Common. Even this song about him going to the after hour spot and busting.
Shout out to Tiffany. I'm telling you, that was her rubbing off on him.
Man, no, this is way before. Bro, this is way.
Oh,
before.
are you talking about that project when he was cussing mad at Drake?
Yeah, and yeah, man, like it just was great to hear that. Not that it's like. He kind of got out of the I'm trying to preach mode and just like, man, we ran over this spot. Me, no ID, man. We got busting nigga in the head with a bottle, bro. He was talking greasy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, when you just get back to real stories, like, all right, man. But yeah, man, shout out Common, man. I got me all sidetracked.
All right, man. On the list.
Sylvan LaCue, man. Young Sylvan, EP 1, 2, and 3. Go listen to that. He has actually one of my favorite cohesive projects, like, period. When I hear like a project that's a streamline, like he had a project, Searching Sylvan, when he was going by the name Quest. It was the last project under that moniker of Quest. and it was him getting to how he basically started as a dream coming into not stardom, but really trying to get into the industry and finding himself, trying to figure out what he wants to do in this world. That's why he dropped his name, go by his real name and all that. And the project starts, and the way it ends, it loops right back into the start, and you won't even know that it started over. It's the way they set it up. So it's really dope. But Young Sylvan EP 1, 2, and 3, yeah, they go. They did not make my list, but they go. And then my brother Wale. Wale's one of those artists. I think he made this project for Lauren too. Was a lot of singles. A lot of singles that's going to go, or can go in different pockets. It just, for me, for a cohesive album, I did vibe with it on that level. Now, I'm going to play a whole lot of them tracks. Like, a lot of his tracks go. So, but Wale, man, one of the most underrated MCs, especially of his generation. We just don't give him a respect for his pen. We really, and creativity. And he really that dude. He's super creative, and we just don't put him up there with his contemporaries. And we need to start. And some people are starting to, but man, he cold, bro. But now that that's out the way, let me get to my list. I'm going to get to it. And I'm going to get into stuff you just don't, the masses don't know off rip. So right now, coming in number 10, I'm going with Ro Marquez, R-E-A-U-X, Ro Marquez, No Roads. He's out of Nashville, Tennessee. Probably one of the most sonically pleasing albums in hip-hop that I heard, just from how he constructed the songs and the way things flowed. And I really believe that he made this album. I could hear half of the album on movie placements for tracks for different scenes. It's like cinematic. The way he made the songs is cinematic. To me, there's a few people who can do that, but he made a cinematic sound, and it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. Oh, young guy, you do that too? Yeah, I see you. He like, man, yeah, I do that, man. Shit.
Yeah, what's that? Young guy. Yeah, that's the young guy right there.
Shout out to our live producer, man. You keep the show rolling. Number 9 for me, my guy New Orleans Pale, Floating While Dreaming 2. It's just dope. It's hard to explain it. Pale has always experimented with sounds, not sticking to I'm from New Orleans, I gotta make a new. Nah, he go all over the place with his music, and it's just good to hear and just watch him make music. And even in his album, he got a phone call, he put it on there from somebody that said, some of your stuff is just hard for the masses. It's hard to digest. He's like, sometimes it's like a fine cuisine. I can't remember what he said. He said, you got to have an acquired taste for your music sometimes. He said, but everybody eats Chipotle. So it's like, let's give me something good, but dull it back just a little bit so people can grasp it, get your bass, and then hit them up again. And it's a lot of artists like that. They just make really fine music. It's just, it ain't for everybody. So if you want more reach, you dull it down just a little bit, but don't lose yourself. Don't sell yourself. So my guy Pale at number 9, Floating While Dreaming 2. Number 8, I got J. Cole, the off season at number 8. And maybe because it was just so early in the year, because Cole ain't never scared to step out. I ain't waiting on y'all. I don't care about no lists, no awards. Hey, he was the first big wig out, I believe. First big timer, and said, hey, here, bop. You know, there's basketball references all through his career. He in the offseason. He ain't even played yet. He ain't played yet. So if this was the warm up, you know what's finna happen. He not playing with y'all, and he came with it. Shout out to 21 Savage for always keeping the same tone and inflection and ripping the track apart. Cause I tried not to like 21 when he first came out.
21.
I ain't gonna like 21. But I like 21 Savage.
But when you get to know, he intelligent, man. Hey, man, don't let it fool you, man. Shout out to 21.
Them UK brothers.
Yes. Hey, because he straight came over here like a killer. He from
he is. Yeah. You ain't seen Top Boy?
For sure. I know he is.
Go watch Top Boy on Netflix. Stop playing.
Listen, them boys in the UK get down. I know how to, especially with a blade.
Yeah.
Shit. Hey, young guy don't know. $150. Shit. Your $150 across the face.
Man. So, yeah, man, J. Cole. Number 7 for me, I got Nas with King's Disease. That's something I had to go back to. Cause I was like, you know what? Nas had it last year with King's Disease.
You talking about King's Disease too?
I'm talking about one last year. Last year he had one.
He dropped that in 2021?
He dropped King Disease 1 in 2020. I'm saying I tried this year with King Disease 2. I'm like, I can't give it to him twice. But boy, I went back and listened again and again. I'm like, yo, Nas was spitting. And one of my favorite verse of the year is on that project, and I'm going to talk about it later. But King's Disease 2 is called, lyrically, I think he outdid himself on one. Lyrically. He got to rapping. He got more beats of just rapping. Like on one, he was branching out with some of the younger artists, making good music with them. But this one, he's telling more stories. Like, dang, no, like, all right, this is what's happening. Like, it was good to hear, bro. Like, we are in a stage of people, I think, from the pandemic having to deal with self. Yep. And they're like, people need to know who I am before I get up out of here. Yep. Whenever I get up out of here, because we done had too many leave too early by our standards. So, Nas King Disease 2 is my number 7 right now. It probably will be up for a Grammy, though. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those. Again, these are my favorites. So, you can come shoot me if you want to, whatever. Number 6, I got Little Sims, man. Sometimes I might be introvert. Just that is, if you went through my phone and saw all the Little Sims projects and mixtapes that I got like all of them from when she was a young Simbi. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's literally 1 or 2 on my favorite female MCs list with Rhapsody every year, just based on who dropped when. And it's just good to see her growth. She's winning awards, just not over here. But over there, she racking them up. She's really getting noticed and putting the industry on notice. Like, I even seen the interview, because I already found her at, like, Kendrick shouted her out years ago. He was in there and talked about it, like, yeah, Lil Sims, back when she was just doing the mixtapes. And before, like, the Curious Tale album and stuff like that. So it's just good to see her mature, and she's finding more of her sound now. And again, doing that bridge, she's also Nigerian. Listen, we running the game right now. When we talk about Africa, we're gonna talk about what the Nigerians can do to the industry right now. American, UK, and making sure the big wigs over there, we could shift some things, really shift some things right now. We in a power position, and Nigerians in a power position. I don't know if we're going to use it right. We in a power position, bro. That part. I promise you we are. So, but Lil Sims, man, point and kill. That sometimes I might be introverted. It's cold, man.
Man, and that tiny desk, man.
And that tiny desk was one of the first people to move the camera on Tiny Desk, and it changed the whole dynamic of the show. It made it just dope. Like, do yourself a favor, go look at Tiny Desk, you know, the home concerts with Lil Sims. That's 6. Number 5. Man, he said if he want to talk about crippin' politics. Maxo Cream, man, weight of the world. Maxo Cream, you know how Meek Mill make those bangers as far as its intro songs? Maxo Cream has the gift of drawing you in on his personal life on his intro song. It's like he just uses that to get his shit off. And like, this is what's now happening. Like, one album, he'll talk about his dad and getting out of jail and all this. This album, he was talking about his brother, cousin killed himself, brother in, and you know what I'm saying, brother dead, all this other stuff, like what he got to deal with. He taking care of his niece. You know what I'm saying? Like, he reels you in. Then and of course, that song is called Christian. So his belief, I won't say belief, I don't know his belief, but he rides for his neighborhood for real. That's what raised him. So he's not going to turn his back on it. Sometimes you got to respect that if the industry ain't accepting you as you and letting you grow. Sometimes the people around you ain't letting you grow. So you just got to find some comfort and safety, real safety. But I'm like, I got to stick here. It's another person we're going to talk about did that too. But this project is just hard. Like, I like Maxo, but this project, I was like, man, he got a lot of different styles of music, but even his bangers go hard. A$AP Rocky has been rapping his ass off lately as far as getting back out there on the features. And Maxo always makes good like records I know I can spin in a club. I don't know if the club people gonna spin them, but I'm gonna spin them. But Maxo Cream, weight of the world. Number 4, this is where I got my guy, one of my favorite people, Mick Jenkins, Elephant in the Room. We heard Brother Jonny already talk about him. It ain't much else to say. One thing I will say about Mick is I love when he does his love songs. Like Scottie Pippen is just dope to me. The way he constructed that song to basically say I was tripping, bullshitting, because he's out of Chicago talking about the Bulls. He's like, said, I'm number 2, I'm Scottie Pippen. Putting this woman in that place, the queen bee, saying I'm an all-star on my own, but I'm just not as good as I should be without you. So I just like the way he constructs his love song. He did that one last time. He had different.
I like that rhyme scheme. I'm gonna have to play this freestyle for you. I did a Derrick Rose freestyle back in like 2013.
That's back when you was rapping.
That's back when I was rapping. I was in my bag.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play that after the show.
For sure. But yeah, man, Elephant in the Room. Again, this might be, I agree when he was talking to Ebro. I agree with him. This might be one of his best projects, just especially lyrically and content-wise. It resonates. When you in that space, it resonates. Number 3, I got this young lady was on Rhythm and Flow. She got eliminated during the battle rap section because the other girl was just literally it did some stuff you should never do in battle rap. While she was rapping Ray Khalil, the other girl got in her face and wouldn't let her get her verses off. And Johnny, you're a battle rap connoisseur. That'll get you punched, knocked out, and shot.
Yep.
You can't do that. That's like illegal in a battle rap. Like you can't. I'm rapping. You can't be in my face. I might get in yours when I'm getting bars off, but you can't rush up on me. That's what happened to her, and she got eliminated early. I say that to say she might be one of, as far as making music, one of the best people to come out of that show. By far.
And it was another big name on that show.
Of course. D Smoke the dude. He got a Grammy nod. But as far as just making music that sounds great, she popped off on this album, Father Forgive Me, and then went into On Fire, which is like a reggae. How you feeling, Ray? I'm feeling on fire. I was like, it's just, she made a very great project, put together, experimenting a little bit, lyricism, but more so wanted to give you the feels and talk about, kind of what's currently going on in her world and how she's dealing with things. So Ray Khalil, For the World. My top 2. Number 2, I got that boy Gap Tooth T, Bunny Hop. I be forgetting all his damn nicknames. Tyler, the Creator, man. Tyler has been on a tear. For me, I love Flower Child. What is it? Flower Child, Cherry Bomb, whatever. After Cherry Bomb, Flower Child, something. That album was dope to me. But he just kept evolving and going and going. This project, he wanted to rap. And this was the first time I've heard DJ Drama on a record in a long time. And the kids didn't know who he was and why he was screaming on the record and what it was in reference to. And Drama, man, we missed the mixtapes, man. We glad they didn't take you down forever over some music.
Man, over some music, man. Shout out to Drama. Then drop the albums on them.
Man, holiday season.
Man, I don't know, man. You couldn't do nothing if you didn't have the right DJ host on your projects back in the day.
It was only a few.
It was only like 2 or 3.
It was only a few. Drama was D.
Yeah.
It was D.
Yeah.
Gangsta Grizzly. Listen,
Gangsta
D.
Grills.
So
Gangsta Grills, you bastards.
Yeah. Tyler was rapping, bro. It was good to hear. Tyler was rapping. Every track he rapped, he was just going. And it's good to hear even his songs about the love that he lost, who he's still happy for. Even though he feel like she should be with me, but I ain't gonna ruin it. I'd rather keep our love and friendship, even though I know you really want me. You don't like that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he'll tell you that. Yeah. So
that's that real stuff right there.
Yeah, man. And just rap. He didn't even no hook on that song. He just kept rapping. So yeah, he really hurt. He'll talk about it. That's why he buys some of the things. Like, again, last year and this year was a year to where you got to look inward and not just reflect, but also determine what your vices were and if you could even appease them during this time. And then if you couldn't, you got to deal with, that's really a vice. That's really what kept me ticking, kept me alive on the negative front. I got to deal with myself now. Do I even like me? And Tyler puts that out. Tyler, it's good to hear it. I know it's pretty cathartic for them. Those songs are cathartic when you hear stuff like that. But Tyler made a project, bro. It's just a project. And he's just one of the people that we got to interview. Like, he's one of my favorite people in the industry. Just how he does it, like, just raw and uncut with it. Don't care. And I got a whole lot of businesses, whole lot. Diversify, people. And then my number one on my list, number one on young guys list.
Number one on a lot of people's list.
A lot of people list. Well, number two, I seen because this young fella has been tweeting every time somebody come out with a list. I'm like, hey, I'm number such and such. Go stream Vince Staples.
Man.
Hey, I'm number 2 on this list. Go stream Vince Staples. He just reposted and say, hey, I'm number 14 on this. Go stream Vince Staples. They call him a troll, even though he just tell how he feel. But Vince Staples with this Vince Staples album is magic. It's if you stripped away all lyrics, best instrumentals album of the year, any genre. The music is beautiful, and for him to layer it with a lot of who he is, he always does this, who he is and how he feels. But he was even more direct this time. And I think he had to, again, like I was talking about Pale, he was too fine cuisine for some people. He gave from, I won't even call it Chipotle, but I can't degrade him like that. You know, Chipotle is great. But it's like, he still gave them exactly what he's always given them. He just went about it a different way as far as how he constructed his rhymes and was real direct. You know what I'm saying? Like, people get things mixed and twisted in this world by the image you choose to show people at certain times. It's no different than you, Johnny. You know what I'm saying? People don't know who you are.
Yes, sir.
Don't know what you've been through and who you were.
Yes, sir.
I want to say it's just who you are. You just ain't got to activate that.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, when you hear songs like Lil Fade, I know what he was referring to before when I just saw the track. I know it. I remember that interview. I remember hearing that in the song. I know that situation. I know of it. You know what I'm saying? And he really went there. And instead of when he's one of those guys that had to pull back and protect himself and go back to what he knows, because him trying to shift and change and mold himself into something different, I really believe the industry and not just the people around him wouldn't allow him growth yet. So he had to recluse back because he tells you in the music what he doing. He said, I can't move to Calabasas. I'm too active. What else I need to tell you? I don't got to. That's it. I ain't saying nothing. All I said was a lyric. I'm going to leave it at that. So, you know what I'm saying? So he says what he feels. He's extremely articulate. He was extremely direct on his project, and layer that with some of the most beautiful music you're going to hear, track after track. And he made one of them things. 10 tracks on the album, 8 actual songs, 2 skits that go with the album. And you get the point. And that's the whole point of an album, I believe. You're supposed to get the point. And it was just good to see. It's the reason why he self-titled it. And yeah, man. Shout out Long Beach.
Man,
Poppy Street.
Man, shout out to Vince Staples, man. I really like Vince Staples, man. That's a funny dude.
He's one of my top people I want to meet. There was 3. I had a list at one time. I done got to move away from lists for real. Despite these lists, I hate them. But it was 3 people I always wanted to meet. One was Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace, Nipsey.
Shout out to Nip, man.
Yes.
R.I.P. to Nip, man.
Yep. Saul Williams, a phenomenal poet, slam poet, actor. You can call him an activist, filmmaker. If you don't know Saul Williams, if you remember Girlfriends and you remember Lynn's boyfriend, the poet, his name was Savant. That's how much I liked him. I actually remembered his character's name too. It was crazy. He was Savant in Girlfriends. That's my guy. And I got a chance to meet him when we went to Montreal 2 years ago for Mural Festival, which we got to get up there as a collective, as a pod. I got to meet him up there just on a random humbug. talk to him, and he follows us back on IG, and want to connect and get down here. So Saul Williams, and then Vince Staples rounds off that list of people I want to meet. Best interviewer. Him and Tyler, the best interviewers by far for me. Vince Staples is working on a lot of stuff. Him and Boogie need to make sure they can create something. Hey, Vince Staples and Boogie, just make a show, whatever you want to do, with y'all two together, and I want y'all to call it Contrast. Y'all know why y'all contrasting. Yep. One of y'all was from on this set, and one of y'all from the call it Contrast. Hey, 2%, send it this way, hit me up when you got it.
Man, that'll be fire too, man. Shout out Boogie, man.
Boogie is
another amazing lyricist.
They're not punchlines. The way he constructs his bars is top tier. It's a high level. You get what I'm saying? That's his contemporary and how he constructs his bars. And I'll argue anybody on that, whatever. So it's crazy. So that's my list. Vince, you take the cake, man. And I hope I also put a couple people on to a few others on my list that you may not have known, primarily Ro Marquez, Pale, Ray Khalil. Those some names you might not have heard, but man, they all dope.
Yeah, it's a lot of names on there that I got to check out, and I still got to definitely check out that Vince Staples project.
Yes, sir.
Man, so I mean, before we get up out of here and before we wrap it up, man, what's some of the things that we got coming up on the podcast, man?
On the pod, we got a few things. One, check us out. We New Year's Eve, we partying. We gonna be right here. I'm gonna be right here spinning. My brother Johnny gonna be with me. Maybe a few guests might roll in.
Maybe.
But we gonna be live. I'm gonna get the DJ playing some of these vibes. 10 p.m. Central Time. And we gonna just party till I don't feel like it. Just roll, you know what I'm saying, and play music. Hopefully I remember then when the ball's dropping, because I might be in the middle of a mix and be pissed. Like, don't cut. If I'm vibing, just be like, hey, the ball dropped. All right, but we gonna vibe. You can catch that stream exclusively on Mixcloud. www.mixcloud.com/getEJIKEwithit. So that's my name on there. Flyer will be up. You can catch us. Look us up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You'll see the flyer. The link will be there. We're gonna be pushing all week. This Friday. Hey, even if you don't want to stay with us all night, if you hitting the streets, be safe. Y'all know Omarion is running around here getting everybody sick. So make sure y'all stay safe. If you're going to be in the house, plug it up to the bigs. We going to kick and we're going to have a good time. We told y'all that when we trying to party in clubs, it's about a good feeling. So I'm going to make sure I'm spinning that. So I might not play the track that you want to hear. I might not play the track that come on the radio all the time. I might not play the track that be on in the club all the time. I got some of them, though. I got a lot. I got them all. I just can't play them all.
Right.
Because I just don't want to talk about killing nobody going into 2022, because we sure had enough of that this year.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to have a good time. And the people here going to have a good time. And just check in with us on that. In January, we got another event, a little poetry event. Go ahead,
poetry event coming up at the Berry and Rise, January 19th, third Wednesday. Doors open at 8 o'clock, man. So we just trying to curate the event and set the mood, man. The people keep saying they tired of doing the same old stuff. They said they tired of not having a place where they feel like they can express themselves. They feel like nobody talking to the people. So, man, we got a spot for them. What's the word? Wednesday. So
yes, sir. And then real soon we're gonna have something real special for y'all. On Valentine's Day.
Hey,
we're gonna have something real nice.
Yeah, we plotting. We working.
We plotting
and working. So stay tuned in. For updates. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share, man. Anybody that need this, man, drop them comments, man. That way we boost them numbers up, man. But without further ado, I've been Jonny Knogood.
This is getEJIKEwithit. Follow us Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and we are be broadcasting YouTube, Spotify, Audible, Amazon, everywhere. Just look us up. Google. just you can find us. We're there.
Google me Expedia.
We out.
The beats, the flow, the rhythm. All movement starts from the streets. Streets A&R Podcast.